Hi, I'm Chef Gail Sokol and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're having a frosting refresher. So I have baked two 9-inch chocolate cakes, my best chocolate cakes. And I baked them a few days ago and I put them in the freezer so that they would be frozen when I frost them. I actually find there's less crumbs and it's easier to frost a cake when they're either partially frozen or fully frozen. Now, I'm frosting today. Now, you can frost with any icing or frosting you want. I am using my chocolate Italian buttercream, and you'll see a wonderful video on that. So the first thing I like to do is use my turntable. If you don't have a turntable, don't worry about it. Just get a nice big platter. I have a cake circle, cardboard cake circle that's about half an inch bigger. So this is a 9-inch cake. I have a 10-inch, so it's about 1 inch bigger, but I just want a little edge because I'm going to put a little border on there, a little border of frosting. So I have that nice and level, and I'm going to put some frosting on top. You can put anything you want. You want to use a rubber spatula to put this on, and you don't want to over frost it because then your top layer will shift like tectonic plates, and we're playing earthquake. Offset spatula, okay? And you're just gonna rotate as you spread. See how it's going to the edges? And if you wanted to at this point, you could put some grated chocolate on here or maybe some raspberries. You could do anything you want to make your cake super, 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 super fun and a little bit more decadent. So what I'm going to do now is take my second layer. It's also on, I froze it on a cardboard cake circle. Now I'm going to flip it over very carefully. So watch, I'm going to hold it with one hand and it is cold and I'm just going to gently wait for this cake circle to come off. You will find a little bit of cake crumbs on the bottom. Not to worry. I like to take a spoon and drag those and eat them. They're so good. And then I'm going to center. Everybody's centered. And if a little frosting comes through, no biggie. That's fine. So now I'm going to put my Italian buttercream on top. All right, so you're going to put things on top and then you're going to drag them over the side. But with your rubber spatula, you're going to control it. So watch what I'm going to do. See how it's like, okay, overboard, man overboard, and then you're just gonna guide it, all right? And you're gonna take that offset spatula with the rounded side down, all right? We're gonna need more icing, but I'm just getting this going to show you. And you can make as thick or as thin a layer as you want, and you wanna slide it as you're moving. It takes some coordination, so if you're new at this, try it. You know how I actually first tried doing this? I actually used a regular cake pan, believe it or not, just a regular cake pan, and frosted it with icing to the outside of the cake pan. I think my family thought I was nuts, but I was actually trying to get the feeling of using this offset spatula. So you're just going to go down, and I love the contrast. It's a little bit of a lighter chocolate buttercream. It's not a deep dense, so it has that contrast. When you cut into this beautiful cake, it's actually going to see, you're going to see the light icing and the dark chocolate of the cake, and it's just so beautiful. Go right down to the bottom, all right, and keep it going because we're going to do some piping. All right. Don't worry if the bottom is not perfect. But again, you're not going to get that crumb layer that you always get. Sometimes crumbs mix in with the icing and you don't want that. And if it's frozen, you won't get it. Little trick of the trade. And if you have any excess frosting, just take it off and guide it. This is just like spackling. It really is. So if you know somebody that spackles, I bet they'd be a fabulous cake froster. I'm not kidding. It's just something that if you can use this offset spatula or use a spackling tool, you would be fabulous at it. Now I am going to leave that off, the frosting off of there, because I know I'm going to cover it with icing after. I'm going to pipe. So you just look around, see if all the real estate is covered. All right. And what you might see is not cake crumbs. You might see a little bit of melted chocolate from the icing. So just go around. All right. All right, now I'm ready to pipe. So I have filled a piping bag with a large star tip, and I'm going to start on the bottom, and I'm going to make just some shells. Okay, so you're going to start at an angle, and this is something you do want to actually practice. Okay, make sure you stay on that cake circle, because that cake circle, if you don't stay on it, the buttercream will not be coming with you when you transfer it. Okay. And the best thing to do before you transfer, chill this if you have room in your fridge. I'm going small on where the shell is very close to the edge. All right, keep going all the way around. And then we'll do some rosettes on the top. Those are my favorite things to do with this star tip. And I'm covering all the cake that was showing before. Okay. All right. You see that? So now, pretty, right? And now I'm just going to do some rosettes. You're going to go straight down 90 degrees, round and lift. And then what I like to do is just go 180 degrees across, just to keep it all symmetrical. And then go 90 degrees from that and across. All right. And then as I need to, I will refill. If you notice, I twist tied it, because that keeps the buttercream in and not coming out the wrong way. And you can frost a cake with anything and do this technique with any type of frosting you want, anywhere from a chilled ganache that's firm enough to pipe. And I'm running out of icing, so I'm going to fill that. Actually, I think that's good. So we have 3, 5, 8. So we have this beautiful cake, and I think it looks lovely. Now I will put this in the fridge, and then I will just whack it off gently, slide it off. You can even use a clean offset spatula or the bottom of a springform pan to just sort of slide it and push that cardboard cake circle off. All right. So I hope you learn from these techniques, and I hope you frost your cake, and this was a good refresher for you. I hope you become a subscriber. Till next time.